Part 10. I am the strongest officer of the Straw Hats. Author, Super Red. Chapter 91. Sengoku was shocked when he saw Garp's state. He quickly shouted Garp. Garp glanced at Sengoku, and the domineering power on his fists disappeared. But the fist did not loosen. Ahem. Akainu groaned twice and spit out a mouthful of blood. Thinking of Luffy's blow just now, he felt scared. If he hadn't transformed into elements in advance, he would have been doomed. Bang! Luffy pushed away the rubble on his body and walked out of the ruins. Uka walked out. Blood flowed from the corner of his mouth, and his hands were burned. He wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth and looked at Akainu with cold eyes. The son of the dragon is indeed brave and talented. If you are allowed to grow up, you will definitely be a big trouble in the future. As Akainu spoke, lava continued to drip from his body to the ground. He had decided that Luffy must be killed today. Luffy put his hand into his pocket, took out a big ball and threw it at Akainu hard. Then he turned around and ran away, not fighting against Akainu. Akainu looked at the flying balls and didn't care at all. They were nothing more than smoke bombs and the like. These things are somewhat useful in front of ordinary people, but it's useless in front of people who are proficient in seeing and hearing hacking. Raise your hand and punch. Bang! The ball shatters, and a stream of transparent liquid is directly sprinkled on Akainu's body. Zhizzy. Ah! Akainu let out a scream. When Luffy heard Akainu's scream, a smile appeared on his face. What Frankie researched really works. When Sengoku and Garp saw this situation, I was stunned. Of course I wasn't feeling sad for Akainu, but I was curious about what kind of water was in the ball. Straw Hat Luffy. Akainu roared angrily and disappeared instantly. Luffy quickly took out a ball and threw it out. Akainu quickly dodged, he didn't want to touch this thing again. The biting cold just now made his skin feel like it shattered. The ball flew out directly. Quick! Go pick up that ball. Don't let the Navy get it. That is a hidden weapon that can hurt Akainu. The Navy and pirates saw the ball thrown by Luffy and immediately prepared to snatch it. What a terrible thing. Kizaru immediately turned into golden light, got rid of Marco, and took the ball in his hand. He shook it casually. Then, the ball lit up. Kizaru looked at the ball curiously. Bang! The ball explosion. The jet black liquid sprayed all over Kizaru. His name should be changed to Black Aru now. Ha ha ha. Kizaru, you also have today. Your clothes are all dirty, why don't you go change your clothes first and then we can fight you? I can't do it with you like this. Marco couldn't help laughing when he saw Kizaru's appearance. Kizaru, no, it's General Black Ape. Do you want to jump into the sea and wash yourself? Idiot, Huang, can General Black Ape jump into the sea and still come out? Brother Ace is also serious. He knows that General Black Ape likes to be clean so that he can use this kind of weapon. You can't blame Brother Ace, but blame Akainu. If Akainu had caught the ball, our Black Ape General would not have appeared. The captains of the Whitebeard pirates began to sneer at Kizaru. Kizaru clenched his fists, and a vein popped out on his forehead. Goo la la la, interesting kid. Whitebeard laughed, and now he is in a good mood. He saw that these children in the new era have grown up. There is nothing happier than this. As long as Ace can be rescued, he will die here today. And there are no regrets. Jump enhancement. Whitebeard turned his head and saw a reindeer jumping up. Uncle Whitebeard, I am Chopper, the doctor of the Straw Hat Pirates. Before you fight, let me restore your body first. Although Chopper is a little afraid of Whitebeard, he is not so scared after thinking about what Luffy and Bayou told him. Goo la la la, so you are the ship's doctor and also an Esper. Whitebeard bent down, stretched out his hand, and asked Chopper to stand on his hand. There was no way, Chopper was too small. I am the reindeer who ate everyone's fruit. Don't talk yet. A green light appeared on Chopper's hand, and he pressed it on Whitebeard's heart. Whitebeard's expression changed, and he felt that the injuries in his body began to improve quickly. After a while, Chopper withdrew his hand and wiped it. Wiping the sweat, he said, "Uncle Whitebeard, your injury is too serious. I can only recover 1/3 of it in a short period of time. However, as long as you don't explode with all your strength, the old injury will not recur. Thank you so much, Dr. Chopper." Whitebeard thanked you very seriously. "Even if you thank me, I won't be happy, bastard. I'm not happy at all." Chopper twisted his cute little body in Whitebeard's palm. "Goo la la la, what a fool who can't hide his emotions." Whitebeard laughed. "Uncle, you have to be careful and remember not to explode with all your strength, otherwise your old injury will recur and you may die," Chopper said very seriously. "Goo la la la, I can't die, you go help your partner." Whitebeard smiled. When he decided to come, he had already planned to die here. Instead of dying of illness and old age, he would rather die in battle. On the other side, Luffy was about to arrive at the execution platform. Ace was right in front of him. Boom! Garp jumped down from the execution platform and stood in front of Luffy. "Grandfather! Step aside!" Luffy shouted loudly. "Fool! How could I get out of the way? I'm a navy." Garp clenched his fists and shouted loudly, "If you want to save Ace, you must defeat me." "Don't want." Luffy refused directly. How could he do anything to his grandfather? At this time, Akainu rushed up with a gloomy expression. "Hell dog!" The lava-turned arm rushed straight towards Luffy quickly. Upon seeing this, Garp immediately disappeared and appeared in front of Luffy. Bang! Luffy was instantly knocked away. He flew directly out of the square and landed on the ice in the bay. On the surface, Akainu's magma stopped quickly and only just missed Garp. "Do you even want to hit me?" Garp looked at Akainu with slightly narrowed eyes. Snort. "You'd better stay out of the way. Otherwise, I will really beat you too." Akainu snorted, turned around and left. Cap! Sengoku shouted quickly. He also had a headache. Sometimes, he even wanted to beat up this arrogant Akainu. But he knew that he must not do this, especially in this situation. Huh! Garp took a deep breath. After taking a breath, he returned to the execution platform and sat next to Ace. He sighed and said, "Ace, do you hate me as a grandfather?" Ace shook his head, "I have never hated you. It was my own mistakes that led to the current results. No matter what kind of punishment I receive, I am willing to accept it." Ace looked up at the battlefield and couldn't help but shed tears. "I just don't want to hurt my father, my friends, Luffy and the others. Grandfather, don't let anything happen to Luffy. This is my last request." Ace kowtowed to Garp. "Ace! You bastard!" Garp clenched his fists, gritted his teeth, and tears flowed out uncontrollably. "I am the strongest officer of the Straw Hats." Author, Super Red. Chapter 92. Warring States looked at Garp and frowned. If Garp chose family affection between justice and family affection, it would definitely be a huge disaster for the Navy. However, he has no time to talk to Garp now. The situation on the battlefield was very bad, and his plan had been greatly disrupted. It would take time to readjust it. But now the Whitebeard pirates and the Straw Hat pirates don't give them a chance at all. "Akainu!" Sengoku shouted. After Akainu heard the sound, he glanced at Sengoku and gave up chasing Luffy. He quietly withdrew from the battlefield. "Uncle with Whitebeard." Akainu ran away. "He's setting you up." Luffy kept watching Akainu closely. When he saw Akainu disappear, he immediately informed Whitebeard just as Byakuya called him before. After hearing this, Whitebeard frowned slightly and began to look for Akainu's whereabouts. "Marco, go check it out." "Got it, Dad." Marco immediately transformed into a phoenix and flew out. And Luffy's loud voice was not only heard by Whitebeard. Everyone else also heard it. Sengoku's face was ugly. This damn Straw Hat Luffy, if it weren't for because of Garp, he just took action and pinned him to death. But he also knew that if Luffy was really killed, Garp would definitely go berserk. There were only 2 grandsons in total, and if they were all killed, what would happen instead? He was going crazy too. So he turned a blind eye to the 2 guys, Aokiji and Kizaru. But now that Luffy knew his plan, it was really troublesome. He was going to take a detour. Akainu, who was causing trouble behind the battlefield, was also stunned. "Marco, I can't let you fly around." Kizaru appeared in front of Marco, and he kicked him. Bang! Marco fell to the ground. "Kizaru." Marco narrowed his eyes slightly and rushed forward to stand with Kizaru. "Kids!" Whitebeard roared, and his voice spread throughout the battlefield. "The 3 generals are not here. Take advantage of it now." Everyone rushes to the square with all their strength. Attack the execution platform. Save Ace. Kill all the navy. After Whitebeard finished speaking, he jumped off the pirate ship directly, holding the naginata in both hands. He slashed hard. The power that shook the fruit went straight to the execution platform. Aokiji and Kizaru, who were fighting, were shocked. They quickly wanted to get rid of their opponents. If the execution platform collapses, it will be troublesome. "The battle is not over yet, I will not let you leave, General Aokiji." Thor's gun. The javelin formed by the compression of lightning in Eniro's hand flew out quickly. Boom! A huge explosion sounded. Click, the air shattered. The powerful impact went straight to the execution platform. "Bastard!" Akainu quickly returned to his original position, no dare to leave. Sengoku and Akainu finally saved the execution platform. But the buildings on both sides of the execution platform could not be saved. Boom! Half of the Navy headquarters building collapsed. "Quick! Send an emergency evacuation signal. Turn on the surrounding wall." Warring States immediately took out the phone bug and shouted loudly, "Yes." As the order was issued, all the Navy immediately gave up resistance and quickly retreated. The pirates were also a little confused and had no idea what was going on. "Marshal! The ice is too thick and the wall cannot be activated." "Bastard Ching Pheasant." Akainu was very angry. "Can't you just melt it?" Kizaru got rid of Marco and returned to the execution platform. Meteor volcano. Akainu punched the huge lava fist into the air. Then, the magma fist like a meteor shower fell from the sky. The terrifying high temperature immediately melted the frozen ice in the bay. The water temperature was constantly increasing. "Wow! So hot! So hot!" Frankie jumped out of the water and landed on the Wanli Sunshine. "Nailed it?" asked Robin. "I'm in great shape today," Frankie shouted excitedly. "Then it depends on why way." Robin looked up at the execution platform. There was a little ant crawling to Ace's side on the execution platform. "I'm going to start fighting too. Let you see the power of Super Frankie Iron Man." "Iron Man?" Chopper's eyes suddenly lit up. "I want to be Iron Man too. When things here are over, you will definitely become Chopper Iron Man," Frankie assured. "Frankie! You are very nice." Chopper cried excitedly. "The war is about to begin. Let Usopp come out too. Otherwise, when the deputy captain comes back, I will tell the deputy captain that he has been slacking off." Robin knew that when Ace was rescued, the war would break out completely. "New," Frankie said and entered the cabin to start preparing. "Magma Imp. You'd better light birthday candles. After Whitebeard's words fell, he punched the sky. Click. The magma fist that had not yet landed was instantly shattered by the shock. Don't like fancy funerals? Whitebeard. Akainu did not continue to attack. His goal had been achieved. Goo la la la, just leave it to yourself. Whitebeard laughed. He must get rid of this Akainu. Except for Vivi, the Straw Hats returned to the pirate ship. Chopper immediately helped several people who participated in the battle check their injuries and recover their strength. Sanji immediately took out the food that had been prepared and everyone ate together. The moment the food opened the lid, the rich aroma began to spread on the battlefield. Everyone who smelled the smell couldn't help but swallow their saliva. It was so fragrant. Now, follow the direction of the scent. Everyone saw the Straw Hats eating. Asshole. Akainu clenched his fists, very dismayed that a meteor volcano was coming. This is a battlefield, a war is going on, and these people are actually eating. Forget about eating. It still tastes so delicious. Goo la la la, I want to take a bite. Whitebeard said with a smile. Uncle Whitebeard, come here quickly. Luffy immediately sent out an invitation. Can I come over for some food too? Marco landed on the boat, with saliva on the corner of his mouth. Ha ha ha. Come here if you want something to eat. Luffy was so happy that he completely forgot that he was on the battlefield. Well, why don't we eat something too? I can't fight with this smell. Bah, it tastes really bad. What exactly were they eating? I really want to go there and have a taste. Shut up, everyone. This is on the battlefield. What are you all doing? Akainu roared angrily, spitting out from far away. Activate the surrounding wall immediately. The Warring States period was very angry. Goo la la la, Warring States, don't be so angry if you can't eat it. I'll let you take a bite after I defeat you. Whitebeard laughed, put a large piece of bone meat into his mouth, and took another sip of wine. This wave was not very harmful, but extremely insulting. More than a dozen captains of the Whitebeard pirates also, after boarding the Wanli Sunshine, they started eating and drinking. It wasn't that they were particularly hungry, but it was so delicious. After just one bite, they felt that their energy was completely restored. These delicacies were not only delicious, but also seemed to increase their strength. As for the other soldiers, they can only smell it. At this time, the surrounding wall slowly rose. Oh no! They want to tie us all up. Quick! Blow through these walls. It's useless. This wall is too thick. The pirates of the Whitebeard pirates panicked when they saw the huge rising wall. Don't worry, Bai, you already knew they would do this, so we were prepared. Luffy's voice fell. The newly raised walls all fell into the bay, as if they were building a landing place for the pirates. What's going on? Sengoku roared. This was the trump card he had prepared with all his heart, and now it turned out to be a stepping stone to help the pirates land. At this moment, click. Ace's handcuffs were opened. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I am the strongest officer of the Straw Hats. Author, Super Red. Chapter 93. The sound of handcuffs falling to the ground was heard. Ace's whole body immediately burst into flames. Boom. The raging fire instantly swallowed up the entire execution platform. Ace turned into flames and rose into the sky. This scene stunned everyone. The phone bugs in Sengoku's hand fell to the ground. Garp's eyes widened and his jaw dropped. The three generals were also confused. Whitebeard also fell into a sluggish state. Time seems to have paused at this moment. The people watching the live broadcast from the outside world were as motionless as sculptures. Sea Tower Stone is not only the nemesis of ability users, It is also very strong. If there is no key, it is almost impossible to open it if it is locked by the sea tower stone. But now this weird scene happened in front of them. Ace's sea tower stone handcuffs fell off by themselves. Ace! Luffy shouted. With Luffy's shout, everyone came back to their senses. Get Ace! He must not be allowed to run away. Warring States roared. The three generals took action immediately. If Ace ran away, Jun's face was completely lost. Cap! Is that you? Warring States looked at Garp seriously. There is absolutely no way that the sea stone handcuffs will fall off on their own. And there is no sign of damage to the sea stone handcuffs. They must be opened with a key. The only person who can do this is Garp. Although he didn't want to believe that this was done by Garp, Garp was now the biggest suspect. Warring States, you know me, if I take action, it will definitely not be here. Garp really didn't know what was going on. Although he also thought about doing this, he knew his identity. So what's going on? Warring States is also confused. It is simply impossible to save people silently in front of a few of them. Unless there is a mole. But this mole is obviously not Garp. Then, Warring States looking at the three generals. It's impossible for Akainu. Among these three people, the one who wants to kill Ace the most is Akainu. It's possible that Aokiji, he and Garp are too close. Kizaru was the most suspicious. He had been paddling since the beginning of the battle. Sengoku rationally analyzed the three generals. Then he looked at the Shichibukai. Hawkeye has been injured. The bear has almost been transformed. Doflamingo saves people? That doesn't exist. As for the Pirate Empress, then it was even more impossible. These were the only people who could come into contact with Ace, and he couldn't think of anyone else. Other people? The Straw Hats? Sengoku thought of this and immediately looked at the Straw Hats. That girl. Warring States saw Wei and narrowed his eyes. Now is not the time to think about this. What you want to think about now is how to retain the Whitebeard gang and capture Ace. Garp yelled through gritted teeth. Although he really wanted Ace to escape, but now that he is a navy, he must fulfill the responsibilities of a navy. Sengoku immediately picked up the phone bug on the ground and began to issue orders. Fight Momomaru. Use all human weapons. Not a single pirate can be let go. Deploy all backup forces. We must not let the Whitebeard pirates and Straw Hat pirates escape. Cap. We're about to go up to, those young people can't deal with the monster Whitebeard. After Warring States issued the order, he was ready to take action himself. In this situation, if he doesn't take action, there is really a chance that Whitebeard will run away. Whitebeard. Warring States. Cap. Long time no see. I am coming. Ha 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 ha. The sudden sound was very loud and spread throughout the battlefield. Hearing this sound, the expressions of Whitebeard, Sengoku, and Garp suddenly changed. Douglas Barrett. The crew of Roger the Pirate King is called the Successor. He had the power of the devil. In order to deal with him alone, he launched the demon-slaying order. He was only 20 years old at that time. Although he has been in prison for 20 years, no one dared to underestimate Barrett. Then Barrett's voice came. A warship sailed into the bay. But there was no navy on the warship, and all the warships were prisoners wearing prison uniforms. Basque Bridge. Katarina Depin. San Juan Hungry Wolves. Crocodile. Kaiksiajan Bay. All of them are notorious pirates. These people are monsters that have been erased from history because they are too vicious. Even newspapers will not publish any information about these people. Who on earth released them? The Warring States period is about to explode with anger, and the Navy headquarters is about to collapse. Now the Impel Down city is also destroyed. Whitebeard. After Crocodile saw Whitebeard, he flew over directly. You really don't have a long memory. Whitebeard was very helpless. Bang. Crocodile was kicked out directly. Do you want to die for sneak attacking our guests on our Straw Hat Pirates ship? Bayou appeared on the pirate ship and looked at Crocodile coldly. Bayou. Nami exclaimed and ran over. Hey, you guys are going too far. People are fighting and you are eating here. Is this really okay? Bye. You said and sat down and began to eat? He looked up at the captains of the Whitebeard pirates and said, why don't you go help Ace? If he doesn't help, he will die. Ah. Not good. Ace. I am coming. It's all the stinky chef's fault. What did you say, green algae head? You two get out of here together. Bayou kicked the two of them away and turned to look at Robin. Where are Frankie and Usopp? They said they were preparing a secret weapon, but they didn't know what they were doing. Said Robin. Whatever they want. Bye. You waved his hand and looked at Whitebeard. Ace is rescued, what are your plans? Goo la la la, the goal has been achieved, so naturally we evacuated. Whitebeard said with a smile. I'm afraid it won't be that easy to leave. This time the Navy has used all its strength. If they don't kill one or two big shots, they won't let go. Bayou shook his head. The war has just begun. How can it be so easy to leave at this time? Goo la la la, then fight your way out. Whitebeard stood up. His 6-meter-tall body, coupled with his powerful aura, was full of oppression. The 2-meter-tall Bayou was just a little kid in front of Whitebeard. I'll leave the Navy headquarters to you. I'll kill that red dog first. Bayou drank the last sip of wine and stood up. It doesn't matter whether he wins or loses. Red Dog must die. I am the strongest officer of the Straw Hats. Author, Super Red. Chapter 94. As a group of extremely vicious criminals from Impel City joined the battlefield, the battlefield became even more chaotic. The Navy's wall has now become a landing place for pirates. Ace ran away for no apparent reason, and he ran away under the eyes of several of them. Replicant Bayou. This bastard must be dealt with. If he is allowed to escape, the sea will definitely not be calm in the future. Zhangguo gritted his teeth angrily. The sudden appearance of the Straw Hats ruined all his plans. He knew that Bayou was behind all this. Goo la la la, little ones. Ace has been rescued. Our goal has been achieved. Now you can retreat and go back to the New World. Whitebeard immediately issued an order to retreat. Since the goal has been achieved, there is no need to continue fighting. Retreat. Haha. Go back to the New World. By the way, how was Ace rescued? No matter how he was rescued, as long as Ace is okay, let's evacuate quickly. Listen to Dad and get out. The pirates immediately became excited. At this moment, a large number of warships appeared at the entrance of the bay. There were also PX pacifists who looked the same as Tyrant Bear. Ice Age. The sea that had melted away froze again. This time, even the sea area around the Navy headquarters was frozen. The pacifists entered the bay and began to massacre. Ordinary pirates simply could not withstand the laser cannons of human weapons. Pirate ships were destroyed one after another just at this time. Super Iron Man Frankie makes his debut. Boom. As Frankie's exaggerated voice sounded, a huge robot rushed out from the Wanli sunshine. It was no smaller than a pacifist. Amazing. Super Iron Man. Luffy's eyes were flashing with this golden light. Chopper was not much better. He was so excited that he almost fainted. His mind was already imagining that he could also sit on this huge robot. When Bayou saw after Frankie made the steel suit, his eyes looked a little weird. This steel suit neither looked like the Mark I nor the Hulkbuster armor. The upper body was very bloated, but the lower body was very thin. Bayou was very helpless. He guessed that this was Frankie's aesthetics. After seeing Frankie, the pacifists did not attack immediately. They were also distinguishing whether they were friends or foes. Frankie laser cannon. Frankie didn't care about that. He raised his two huge arms and put them together. The dazzling white laser flew out and headed straight for the pacifists. Boom! A human weapon exploded instantly and shattered into pieces. This huge power, the people around were shocked. The human weapon that left them helpless was just destroyed. Super Iron Man. Super Iron Man. Super awesome. Super Iron Man. Frankie is so handsome. Everyone rush out with Super Iron Man. The pirates shouted excitedly. Asshole. Such a weird thing dares to be compared with PX. Jean Doan carried the axe and roared, PX destroy them. More than a dozen pacifists immediately started firing laser cannons. The dazzling golden light made Akira unable to open his eyes. Boom. Boom. Explosions sounded. The pirates suffered heavy casualties. Snort. How dare you go against the Navy? Jean Doan snorted, feeling very proud. Frankie missile. Frankie raised his arm, and a missile as thick as a finger flew out. You call this a missile? Jean Doan's face was full of disdain. In his opinion, this thing is just a special bullet. The ignorant are fearless. Frankie shook his head. The words fell. Boom. A huge explosion sounded, and another pacifist was destroyed. PX. Attack. Jean Momomaru was very angry. This was the first time the pacifists appeared. How could they be defeated so easily? Dense lasers attacked. Frankie smiled, and blue fire appeared under his feet. Boom. A huge body, soaring into the sky. Frankie cannon. Boom. Hit a pacifist again. This is not a laser cannon. Jean Doan shouted angrily. Do you care what name I like? Frankie smiled disdainfully, Frankie flame spray. Stop lying. Jean Daumeru didn't believe it this time. But after the blazing flames engulfed him, he believed it. Damn bastard. I am going to kill you. Jean Doan's whole body was charred, and he was thinking about Frankie while walking on the moon. Frankie flamethrows. I don't believe you are still breathing flames. Boom. Flames surrounded Jean Daumeru again. Frankie Iron Fist. Boom. The laser shot out. Jean Doan fell to the ground. You despicable bastard. Jean Doan has never been so aggrieved. We are enemies, don't say such childish words, if you don't want to fight, just get out of the way. Frankie said coldly. Don't even think about it. PX. Attack. Jean Momomaru roared and led all the pacifists to attack Frankie. On the other side, the group of extremely vicious prisoners began to destroy the Navy headquarters crazily. Their purpose was simple, to destroy the symbol of the Navy. Ordinary prisoners are easy to deal with, but none of the prisoners detained on the 6th floor are easy to deal with. Only lieutenants can stop them. And there are only so many lieutenants in the Navy headquarters. If they all deal with these people, then no one will be able to deal with the captains of the bearded pirates and the straw hats. Although they are small in number, they are all very powerful. The one who gives him the biggest headache is Bayou. What about the white feathers? Warring States suddenly discovered that there was no trace of Bayou on the battlefield. Cold sweat instantly flowed from his forehead. He didn't think Bayou would run away first. I won't let you destroy things unscrupulously here. A female voice sounded. Then a pink slash rushed out. The prisoners who were destroying the Navy headquarters were killed. Zoro immediately raised his head and looked at the location where the slash appeared. For such a powerful swordsman, his fighting spirit immediately rose. Not only Zoro, but others were also shocked by this powerful slash. At this moment, a whirlpool immediately appeared under the feet of the pirates in the square. Many pirates were swallowed up in an instant. General Candidate Peach Rabbit. Candidate T Dolphin for General. Very good. There's help. The Navy immediately became excited when they saw the person coming. Although he is a candidate for general, his strength is completely at the level of a general. With the combat power of 2 generals, the Navy's disadvantage was immediately reversed. Goo la la la, Warring States period indeed has hidden tricks. Whitebeard had already expected it. But it doesn't matter now that Ace has been rescued. They just need to retreat. As for destroying the Navy headquarters, he really has no interest. All he cares about is his family. Roger. Barrett yelled and rushed directly towards Ace. Bang. Ace was instantly knocked away and spit out a mouthful of blood. Roger's son? Too weak. Better go to hell. Barrett's voice fell and disappeared. Ace. Luffy roared angrily, and unleashed his overlord-colored haki, stunning the surrounding marines. Armed colored haki wrapped around his body, and instantly opened the 8 gates of armor. Shocking gate. Open. Instantly appeared in front of Ace, blocking Barrett's sure kill a blow. I am the strongest officer of the Straw Hats. Author, Super Red. Chapter 95. Ace. How are you? Luffy asked nervously. Luffy. Careful. Ace yelled. But it was too late, Barrett's fist had already hit Luffy. Boom. Luffy flew out instantly and hit the Navy headquarters building. You kid, you dare to get distracted while fighting me. Barrett walked slowly in front of Ace. He raised his fist. Kid. How dare you attack my son in front of me? Whitebeard appeared behind Barrett. Barrett's expression changed. Click. The air shattered. Barrett also flew out. Poof. A golden beam of light pierced Whitebeard's heart. Ahem. Whitebeard coughed twice, and blood flowed from the corner of his mouth. This blow pierced his heart, and it was already very powerful without falling directly. At this moment, a vortex appeared at Whitebeard's feet. Whitebeard's huge body, sinking quickly. 8-foot Megatama. Kizaru's hands shone with dazzling golden light. Countless densely packed lights bounced like Whitebeard's. Dazzling little devil. Whitebeard punched the air with his fist. Click. The light bullet was immediately blocked, and Kizaru's body was shattered and turned into light and fell to the ground. At this time, Akainu suddenly appeared behind Whitebeard. A huge ball formed by Magma Fist. You have to sneak attack from behind. Red Dog. Just waiting for you to come out. White Feather appeared on the right side of Akainu, and the black sword Kyushui was entangled with domineering colors. The blade was as black as ink, flashing with lightning, and the lightning was mixed with a little green light. Hold the knife with both hands and slash it down. Poof. Magma formed, the arm was cut off by the way. Ah! Akainu screamed. The lava that fell to the ground turned into a bloody arm. Armed with haki, plus thunder fruit, railgun, and palm senjutsu. The skills are fused together. If he can still cut off one of Akainu's arms, then he can uninstall these skills. Don't ask why Kyushui is here instead of Zoro. Of course, the good thing is that the master uses it first, and then it is for the apprentice. Akainu covered his broken arm and looked at Baiyu with cold eyes. The magma rolled and formed a magma arm. Your natural ability is good, and your hand can grow back even if it's broken, but with your arms, I'm afraid you can't even do ancestral crafts, right? Baiyu looked at Akainu with a smile, full of sarcasm. Although Akainu didn't understand what Baiyu said about the ancestral craftsmanship, it was no longer important. He wanted to kill the bastard in front of him. At any cost. Hell dog. Magma arm, go straight to Baiyu. I'm not fighting alone. Baiyu dodged Akainu's attack and said with a smile. Akainu's eyes widened and he slowly turned his head. What greeted him was a huge fist. Bang! Akainu flew backwards. His face was covered with blood. Polusalino. Are you still watching the fun, you bastard? Akainu roared angrily. His hand was cut off and he was punched by Whitebeard. As a result, no one came up to help him. That bastard Kizaru was still watching the show. It's so scary. It's not easy to deal with these two people working together. Kizaru appeared next to Akainu. Kizaru, Long asked me to bring you a message. Just rescue Ace. The undercover work ends here. You can go back. He is waiting for you at the base camp of the Revolutionary Army. Baiyu looked at Kizaru and said seriously. Revolutionary Army. Whitebeard glanced at Baiyu, then at Kizaru, his eyes were very strange. Don't talk nonsense, when will I? Asshole. I knew it was you. Before Kizaru could finish what he said, Akainu punched Kizaru with an angry fist. Silly Kaski. Are you stupid? This is a divorce plan. Kizaru quickly hid aside and shouted angrily. Then tell me how to open Ace's seafloor stone handcuffs. Akainu was so angry that he didn't even care about Baiyu. He just wanted to deal with this spy first. How could I know? Kizaru was very angry. This was obviously Baiyu's counter-intentional plan. But this stupid Kaski couldn't even see it at all. Kizaru, stop acting, let's work together to kill this red dog. Baiyu said and slashed at Akainu with one slash. White feather. Polusalino. Go to hell. The dog bites the red lotus. Akainu is now overwhelmed with anger. He doesn't want to hear Kizaru's explanation at all. Kizaru felt like he was going to die of anger, and shouted to Sengoku Marshal Sengoku. Silly Kaski is crazy. Silly Kaski. What are you doing? Sengoku was already worried enough. Now this Akainu is actually going crazy. Isn't this purely to cause trouble for him? After Sengoku yelled like this, Akainu stopped attacking Kizaru. Did a dog eat your brain? How could Porosalino be an undercover agent? Warring States shouted angrily. Marshal of the Warring States period, this is not necessarily the case. He could have penetrated Whitebeard's head just now, but he hit the heart and seemed to have missed. Baiyu said with a smile. In fact, he didn't miss the target. It was just his treatment with the Palm Immortal technique and Whitebeard's strong physique that allowed him to recover. Goo la la la, so that's it, dazzling kid, thank you, otherwise my old life would have been lost here. Whitebeard also laughed. It turns out that General Kizaru is from the Revolutionary Army. No wonder. General Kizaru. Thank you for saving Ace. General Kizaru, after we go back, you must come to the New World to have a banquet with us. Are the Revolutionary Army our own too? The pirates around him immediately began to agree. Regardless of whether he is real or fake, they will not let the two admirals of the Navy fight against each other. Kizaru's face turned black instantly, and turned into golden light and rushed into the sky. The whole body bursts out with dazzling light. Don't leave in a hurry. Kill the red dog first. Baiyu added fuel and jealousy again. 8-foot Megatama. As Kizaru's angry roar sounded, countless light bombs fell from the sky. This time Kizaru was fierce, and the range was very huge. It completely covered the entire bay. The proud man of heaven, the city wall made of iron, the dragon moves, the lion roars, the tiger roars, the wolf runs, cutting off the heaven and the earth before it collapses. The 81 of the binding Deo breaking the sky. On the Wanli sunshine, Meili raised her little hand to form an invisible shield around the Wanli sunshine to protect the ship. The ice-covered sea surface in the bay was instantly shattered. Many pirate ships were also sunk, and the thieves and prisoners suffered heavy casualties. Of course, they were all small soldiers, and the cotters were completely fine. General Kizaru, You are so powerful. General Ching Pheasant can easily break the frozen sea in front of you. Bai Yu gave a thumbs up with a look of admiration on his face. The sea is melting. Evacuation plan starts. Whitebeard shouted. 3 huge pirate ships rushed up from the bottom of the bay. Kids, get aboard. Back to the New World. Roar. The pirates ignored the navy and quickly climbed onto the pirate ship. Sink them for me immediately. Warring States roared angrily and looked at Kizaru. He was also a little suspicious. He used a big move to kill some minions. He also unlocked the frozen sea. This suspicion was too great. And there was nothing wrong with the Straw Hat pirate ship. This was too doubtful. Even Garp's eyes when he looked at Kizaru became complicated. Dragon is the leader of the Revolutionary Army, but he is also his son. Kizaru, what are you two looking at? At this moment, the ruined Navy headquarters suddenly began to shake. The strange dark blue energy enveloped and swallowed the entire Navy headquarters. This energy is still spreading. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I am the strongest officer of the Straw Hats. Author, Super Red. Chapter 96. What's this? Is it the Navy's secret weapon? Look. The Navy headquarters has turned into a humanoid. It turns out that the Navy headquarters can also transform. What the hell is this? Everyone on the battlefield stopped fighting and looked at the ever-changing naval headquarters. Douglas Barrett. Warring States immediately recognized this ability and roared, "Stop it! Instantly turn on the Big Buddha mode." The golden Buddha lifted up high and struck out with one palm. Boom! The powerful shockwave hit Barrett, who had not yet fully integrated, and blasted a huge hole out of his body. But the hole was very small. Recover soon. Warring States period, it's too late. I will accept the Navy headquarters. Ha ha ha. Barrett has fused the entire Navy headquarters, and the fusion fruit's ability is still expanding. It seems to swallow everything. Barrett turned into a supergiant, and his huge fists were wrapped with armed domineering. One punch hit the ground. Boom. The huge impact flattened the location of the Navy headquarters to the ground. Luffy. Ace saw Luffy being knocked out by the shockwave and immediately rushed over. You brothers have such a deep relationship, so let's die together. Pluto. Bang. Damn you, uncle. You really don't take me seriously. Baiyu kicked Akainu away. Asshole. I'll kill you first. Akainu immediately charged at Baiyu. Barrett began to attack indiscriminately. Whether it was a navy or a pirate, as long as it was an enemy in his eyes. Quick! Stop him! Sengoku roared angrily. If Barrett is allowed to continue to mess around here, it will not only be a matter of the Navy headquarters being destroyed. It will also be the entire marine land that will be destroyed. Ice Age. Ao Pheasant immediately took action and completely froze Barrett. Barrett directly fused all the ice. Bone Fist. Garp appeared on Barrett's head and punched out. Boom. The huge force made Barrett's body fall backwards. 8-foot Megatama. Kizaru raised his head high, and dense light bullets fell on Barrett's huge body like a rainstorm. Boom. The huge body fell to the ground. But the Navy headquarters was also completely destroyed. Iron Fist. Garp rushed down and hit Barrett with a punch. Boom. The ground cracked, and a huge crater of more than 100 meters appeared. This is the power of naval hero Garp. Horrible. He is worthy of being the one who could chase after Roger the Pirate King back then. So strong. Fortunately, he didn't take action when he saved Ace just now. Baiyu was a little surprised when he saw Garp take action. This old guy still had such terrifying strength at such an old age. Sure enough, none of these remnants of the old era are easy to mess with. Ace. Get aboard. We withdraw, Jinbi. Gone. Bayou shouted loudly. Now the Navy headquarters has been destroyed and Ace has been rescued. They no longer have the need to fight. Of course, he still has to kill Hong Guang. None of you can escape today. Unless I die. Akainu roared angrily, and the huge fist formed by magma went straight towards Bayou. Shura. Boom. Bayou directly activates the exclusive skill Shura. Energy fluctuations visible to the naked eye are emitted. It is like a replica of the Super Saiyan. Bayou clenches his fists, armed with domineering energy, and the power of thunder and lightning flashes. Punch out. Boom. The shock wave swept around. Click. The fist formed by the magma shattered. Bayou's hand was placed on the handle of the knife. One blade I thunder light. Ft. Ah. Akainu screamed again. One arm is gone, and now the other arm has been cut off. Asshole. I kill you. Akainu roared angrily, and his whole body turned into hot lava. Kizaru. Don't do it yet. Bayou shouted. Akainu immediately panicked and quickly turned back to look at Kizaru. Shuro with one sword. A blue light rose from Bayou's body and disappeared instantly. When he appeared, he was already behind Akainu. Kizaru, thank you for your cooperation. Bayou waved his hand to Kizaru. This bastard. What do you want to do? Kizaru is almost furious. Now he can't explain clearly. Nothing to do, just thank you. Bayou waved, turned around and prepared to leave. The goal has been achieved, and the next step is to go to the new world. I am going to kill you. Akainu's eyes were blood red, as if he had gone crazy. How can you still leave? Don't you feel it? Bayou looked at Akainu and asked in confusion. What? Ah. Akainu found that his two legs had been cut off. He screamed and fainted on the ground. Stop. Daotu stood in front of Bayou. Stopped. Bayou smiled and looked at the tattoo on Taotu's leg. Satyr. Where are you looking? Peach Rabbit felt uncomfortable for a while when Bayou looked at him. If you wear such short pants, wouldn't it be very disrespectful to you if I didn't look at you? Bayou's face was full of smiles. He was very patient with beautiful women. Court death. Gun forest. The T-Dolphin clapped his hands on the ground and stabbed Bayou with his native spears. Whoa! Bayou disappeared. So fast. Peach Rabbit was surprised. This knife is good. Bayou appeared behind Peach Rabbit. And the famous sword Jinbeluo on Peach Rabbit's waist also fell into his hand. You. Daotu's eyes widened. She was also a candidate for a general. Although her strength may be inferior to that of a general, she was definitely not much weaker. However, she didn't even notice how Bayou took away her knife. Asshole! How dare you snatch Peach Rabbit's knife? T-Dolphin was immediately furious, buried in the ground. A huge coffin made of soil. You wretched fellow, you'd better die. Bayou's voice appeared behind the T-Dolphin. Poof, blood spattered. The T-Dolphin fell to the ground. T-Dolphin! Daotu exclaimed, although she hates this person. But after working for so many years, she still has some feelings. Goodbye, Miss Peach Rabbit. Bayou turned around and left. He didn't intend to take action against Daotu. Asshole! Don't even think about leaving. Peach Rabbit rushed towards Bayou. But Bayou directly activated his Thunder Fruit ability and disappeared instantly. When he reappeared, he had returned to the pirate ship. His current physical strength, with full firepower, could only last for 3 minutes at most. About time. Now that the time is up, why don't you run? Bayou is back. Run away. Luffy was in a very happy mood. He saved Ace and made a scene. It's almost time to go. Monkey D. Luffy. Smorg roared and rushed over directly. You again. Luffy frowned, rubber pistol. Bang. Smoker flew out upside down. Very weak natural system. Enola glanced at Smoker and said contemptuously. Pfft. Smoker was not injured by Luffy, but he was so angry that he vomited blood after being hit by Enel. Don't even think about leaving. Warring State soared into the sky and slapped the Wanli Sunshine with one palm. If it was hit, the ship would definitely be shattered into pieces. Frankie. Run. Bayou shouted quickly. Now he has no strength to fight with Warring States. Ice Age. The blue pheasant froze the sea again. Ching pheasant, do you know this trick? Do not you upset. How many times have you been frozen? Bayou shouted very depressedly. There is no other way. If you are allowed to run away, the Navy will have completely failed this time. We must not let you run away. King Z shook his head. If he could, he wouldn't want to do this. Warring States. Are you embarrassed to take action against a group of brats? Whitebeard appeared and blocked Sengoku's palm from the sky. Click. Whitebeard shattered the frozen sea with a punch. Young guys. Set off. Return to the New World. Don't even think about it. Ice Age. I am the strongest officer of the Straw Hats. Author, Super Red. Chapter 97. The whole place fell silent instantly. In this period of time, the sea water froze 3 or 4 times as it went back and forth. And this time Whitebeard just shattered the ice. The blue pheasant was frozen again. This is simply Chikuakuo's provocation. I come. Fire punch. Jump into the sky and punch the ice. The sea water thaws quickly. Ice Age. The green pheasant is frozen again. Dahai, it's too difficult for me. Sanji. Go and prepare some food for me so that I can regain my strength. Bayou gritted his teeth and said, if he didn't chop the green pheasant, it would be hard to explain the hatred in his heart. No more energy? That's great. Kizaru appeared in mid-air, his body shining with golden light. If he didn't catch Bayou today, he would never be cleared of being an undercover agent. If you stand too high, you may be struck by lightning. After Enilu finished speaking, a bolt of thunder fell from the sky. It hit Kizaru directly. I almost forgot you existed. The thunder fruit is really scary. Kizaru appears again. Then have you forgotten us? Marco flew in front of Kizaru and kicked him. Bang. Kizaru flew backwards. Marco, this kick is really heavy. Kizaru moved his shoulders. Have you ever been kicked at the speed of light? Bang. Marco flew backwards. This kick is really heavy. Fire punch. Ace melts the sea again. Ice Age. I'll kill you. Bayou kicked the green pheasant away. Ice Age. The green pheasant refused to give up and was frozen again. Could you please change your approach? Bayou is really convinced, these guys are having sex with Dahai. No, only in this way can we restrict you and prevent you from leaving. Ching Pheasant shook his head. Okay, since you don't want us to leave, then keep fighting. Bayou's anger also rose. Since you want to fight, let's continue fighting. The fight that was about to stop broke out again. There are too many people in the Navy. Why are there so many people? Nami began to sweat on her forehead. Her fighting not only consumed her physical strength, but also consumed Bailey. Okay, leave the soldiers to me. Usopp walked out of the cabin. He was carrying a backpack. There were 2 tubes connected to the backpack. Wow! Usopp is so handsome. Luffy's eyes immediately started to shine. Let me show you the ultimate form of Usopp, the Yan's Huang Eagle. Usopp took out the gun and a knife from his waist. He jumped off the pirate ship in a dashing way. Bang! He fell on the ice. Everyone on the ship had a look of contempt on their faces. Just a mistake. Usopp stood up and patted his clothes. Do not move. A marine held a gun to Usopp's head. Hey, my least favorite thing is someone putting a gun to my head. Believe it or not, you can see your own brain in the next second. Usopp's temperament has completely changed. Personality switch. I do not believe. Time up. Bang. After the words fell, a bullet passed through the Navy's eyebrows. The moment he saw the bullet, he believed it. Shot. Kill him. The Navy around immediately pulled the trigger. Some people always think they can kill me, but unfortunately they can't do it until they die. Usopp's figure disappeared. Bang bang bang, bullets flew and swords were swung. Blood and bullets were flying in the air. If killing is an art, then Usopp now has perfected this art. Extreme. Run. This guy is a devil. Run? Can you run away? Usopp's voice appeared in the ears of the escaping Marines. The timid ones were frightened and fell to the ground. The brave ones were all dead. In just a moment, all the hundreds of Marines who had gathered around them were gone. Falling to the ground, no one alive. Why is this guy so scary after switching personalities? Nami looked at Usopp showing off his power and felt a little shuddered. Especially the tone of his words. So many corpses. Yo ho ho ho, come out. Skeleton warrior. Magic power surged. The corpses that fell on the ground all turned into skeleton warriors. Brook, can you stop laughing? Nami frowned. Brook's laughter sounded fine in normal times, but it sounded a little weird on this battlefield. Miss Nami, can you show me your underwear? Boom. Go to hell. Nami directly knocked Brook away. I'm already dead, yo ho ho ho. Suddenly, Baiyu frowned, and he felt a familiar aura in his eyes. Hey ha ha ha. Unexpectedly, Akainu had his limbs mutilated. Baiyu. Your death has come. Blackbeard laughed and killed the half-dead Akainu. He took out a piece of black cloth and covered Akainu. Damn it. Baiyu immediately swung a slash and went straight to Blackbeard. Dang. A prisoner blocked Baiyu's slash with a knife. Ching Pheasant also noticed the situation, stopped attacking Baiyu, and turned to attack Blackbeard. Ice Ball. Blackbeard, the black cloth, and the prisoner who blocked White Feather's slash were also frozen. However, the ice on the black cloth began to melt, and a red light flashed inside. Akainu. Aoji was stunned for a moment. Akainu had already passed out. How could he still unleash this ability? The black cloth burned. Blackbeard's figure appeared, half of his body was black and half of his body was lava. Hey ha ha ha. I originally wanted to be a Superman, but I didn't expect to get an unexpected bonus. Here comes a natural type. Blackbeard smiled proudly. Tiki. After Ace saw Blackbeard, he was extremely angry and rushed over without any hesitation. Fire punch. Big fire. Fire and magma collide. Ace, your fire can't hurt my magma. After Blackbeard's words fell, the magma erupted. Ace flew backwards instantly. His arms were burned. Ace. You bastard. You must be the one who caught Ace. I am going to kill you. Luffy roared angrily and instantly entered second gear, thinking about Blackbeard. Luffy. Do not go. Ace shouted, but it was already too late. Rubber and spray-painted pistol. Bang. Dark water. Blackbeard grabbed Luffy's fist. Luffy's second gear state disappeared instantly. Rubber is also afraid of heat, right? Blackbeard grabbed Luffy's neck, and his other arm turned into lava. Roll. A roar of thunder sounded. Blackbeard turned around and saw a dark iron fist that greeted him. I am the strongest officer of the Straw Hats. Author, Super Red. Chapter 98. Boom. The powerful and heavy fist directly knocked Blackbeard away. There were not many teeth in the first place, but a few more were knocked out. The battlefield suddenly became quiet. Because the one who rescued Luffy was none other than Garp. Blackbeard. How dare you kill Silly Kasky? I want to avenge him. Garp clenched his iron fists tightly and looked at Blackbeard with cold eyes. Revenge for Silly Kasky? Not to mention that others don't believe it, even Sengoku doesn't believe it. But now no one can find a reason to refute. Akainu was crippled by Shiraha, but he was not killed directly. It was Blackbeard who killed Akainu. The Navy should avenge Akainu. But when these words came out of Garp's mouth, the taste was just a bit different. Especially because Garp took action after Blackbeard captured Luffy. The purpose of this is indeed suspicious. Grandpa, who is Silly Kasky? Luffy asked with a confused look on his face. When Grandpa shouted this, the looks around him became even weirder. Garp's face darkened. This stupid grandson. Bang. He kicked Luffy out and landed directly. By you's side. It hurts. Grandpa, why did you kick me? Luffy said very dissatisfied. Okay, your grandpa is in the Navy, isn't it normal for him to hit you? Baiyu was very helpless. If this silly boy didn't have the halo of the protagonist. Without such a good family background, he would have died long ago. My grandfather is only a lieutenant general. He can't defeat Blackbeard, right? Luffy looked worried. Lieutenant general? Baiyu was really speechless. Garp's position is lieutenant general, but his strength is not that of lieutenant general. How could a man who could chase Roger, the Pirate King, run around everywhere in the past have such strength? Is it bad? It's just that he didn't want to be promoted to general. As for Blackbeard, he was also a little surprised. He didn't expect that this guy actually killed Akainu and took away the natural rock berries. But even so, Blackbeard, if you want to defeat Garp, it's still not enough. Meteor Volcano. Blackbeard directly launched his ultimate move. A magma fist like a meteor fell from the sky, and the square instantly turned into a sea of fire. The frozen sea was also melted by the high-temperature magma. The Navy, pirates, and prisoners suffered countless casualties. Eagle he glanced at Blackbeard, then at Zoro, put the black knife on his back, turned around and left the Navy headquarters. Hawkeye, are you leaving now? Doflamingo shouted while sitting on the pile of corpses. This battle has no meaning anymore. After Hawkeye finished speaking, he left without looking back. It seems I should go too. Doflamingo looked at the situation at the scene and already had a plan in mind. The victory or defeat of this war was lost the moment Ace regained his freedom. Now he continues to fight, but he just doesn't want to admit his own it's just a failure. Even if the live broadcast is turned off, the outside world can't see it for the time being. But it's only a matter of time before the outside world knows. At this time, the live broadcast image turned on. However, what appeared on the screen was a red-nosed clown. Then the screen turned to the battlefield. How tragic this is. How many people died? Wait a moment. Is that corpse on the ground General Akainu? The Admiral is dead. Breaking news. Admiral Akainu is dead. Quick. Contact headquarters. Big news. The reporters are going crazy. The highest combat power of the Navy headquarters is the 3 generals. Now one of the 3 generals, Akainu, is dead. At this time, the screen turned to the Navy headquarters that had been razed to the ground. The Navy headquarters was destroyed, Admiral Akainu was killed, and Fire Fist Ace was successfully rescued. The Navy can be said to have been completely defeated, but it is still fighting and making unnecessary sacrifices. Look, everyone, this is the righteous navy. Even if our comrades fell to the ground and were seriously injured, no one could save them. Do you know how General Akainu died? He was killed by the navy. After Akainu was injured, no one went to treat him or take him to a safe place. Of course, there is no safe place on the battlefield. However, if someone treats Akainu in time, he will not be killed by Blackbeard. Akainu's fruit ability was also taken away by Blackbeard using strange means. Now the naval hero Garp is fighting against Blackbeard. As you can see, Blackbeard has the power of 2 devil fruits, as well as the weird method of taking away the abilities of others. At this time, you must be thinking, who am I? The scene turns back to Bucky the Clown again. Who is this guy? No matter who he is. We want to see the battlefield. Get out of the way. For those who watched the live broadcast, Bucky naturally couldn't hear it. Now he is completely silent in his own world. Who am I? I am the crew member of Roger the Pirate King. I am a witness to this war, and I will also be the next Pirate King. All the treasures in the world are mine. Ha 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 ha. Bucky laughed excitedly. He didn't notice Sengoku's gloomy face at all. After getting rid of the white beard, he appeared behind Bucky in an instant, raised his fist and punched him. Boom! The powerful shockwave instantly blew Bucky and his group away. This guy is really useful. Baiyu smiled. He brought Bucky out just for this effect. Did you bring it here? Ching Pheasant looked at Baiyu gloomily. I'm helping you. After this war, Sengoku will definitely retire. There will be no Akainu to compete with you, and Kizaru obviously doesn't want to be a marshal. Even if he is equal, his status as an undercover agent probably won't allow it. Then you will be the admiral of the navy. Baiyu didn't take action either. His physical strength has not yet fully recovered, and he was not in a hurry to take action. Kizaru has been splashed with dirty water by him, and the next victim will be Aokiji. Are you helping me? Qingji looked at the people around him and said through gritted teeth. In a sense, I did help you, so don't bother the sea. We will meet in the new world. When you become the Marshal of the Navy, I will send you a pair of wreaths. No, it's a pair of flowers. Baiyu said and returned to the pirate ship to watch Garp's battle. Now no one dares to approach the Wanli Sunshine. The Wanli Sunshine has become the only pure land on this battlefield. Blackbeard was almost killed by Garp. He was beaten so hard that he had no power to fight back. All the teeth in his mouth were knocked out. There was no way, Garp's armed color haki was too powerful. And it was pure physical output. Blackbeard was beaten and screamed again and again. At this moment, a giant dragon appeared in the sky. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I am the strongest officer of the Straw Hats. Author, Super Red. Chapter 99. The appearance of the giant dragon immediately attracted everyone's attention. Why is this bastard here? Garp frowned. The battlefield is already messy enough now. Now that Kaido has stepped in again, Marinefando is really going to sink. Blackbeard saw the giant dragon in the sky, and cold sweat broke out on his face. Seeing Garp dazed, he quickly ran away without saying anything. Better run quickly. Seeing Kaido coming, Doflamingo was also startled and quickly left the battlefield. 4 kings descended on the Shichibukai, and only Tyrant Bear and Pirate Empress Boya Hancock were left. However, the Empress has always been none of them took action, just hid aside and watched the show. The number of times the Tyrant Bear took action was also very few, and the current Tyrant Bear was still conscious. The dragon fell rapidly from the air and landed in front of Whitebeard. Thunder Gossip. Without any nonsense, he launched the attack directly. Whitebeard held the Naginata with both hands and swung it with great force. Boom! The two weapons did not collide with each other. But the power that burst out was extremely terrifying. He looked domineering and domineering. Collision. With the two people at the center, powerful overlord-colored domineering energy spreads out in all directions. Those who lack strength are instantly stunned and fall to the ground. So strong. Baiyu was also a little shocked. The battle between the strongest man and the strongest creature was really shocking. Every move by the two of them carried great power. The already damaged Malinfando was on the verge of collapse. I can't let you continue to make trouble here. Warring states rushed forward and separated the two people. This battlefield was created by you, warring states period. Whitebeard had no intention of stopping. Garp appeared next to Sengoku, Whitebeard. That's it? Goo la la la, now I don't stop just when I say stop. Whitebeard looked at Sengoku and Kaido. Kaido is a madman. Since he ran here, how could he just leave so easily? Sengoku has lost so completely this time, and he will not let them go easily. Aokiji and Kizaru also stood beside Sengoku and Garp. Momoto and a group of lieutenant generals also stood on the side of the navy. Behind Whitebeard were more than a dozen captains. There were also more than a dozen people from the Straw Hats. Kaido is the only one on his own. You guys fight, my target is not you, but him. Kaido said and looked at Baiyu. Baiyu was stunned for a moment. He didn't expect that Kaido would actually come to him. Clone Baiyu, come and fight with me. Kaido said very directly. Do not hit. Baiyu refused directly. He has only recovered half of his physical strength now, and he can't use Rax Hasa with one sword. At this time, he will fight Kaido, a monster, unless he is stupid. At the same time, he also secretly gave Frankie a look and was ready to run away. That's not up to you. Kaido jumped up, raised his mace high, and hit the pirate ship. Don't blame me if you die. Baiyu roared and activated Shura. He unsheathed his sword and slashed into the sky. Bang! Kaido stepped aside, looked at Baiyu and said, "Are you still a great swordsman?" "I'm still your dad." After Baiyu finished speaking, a coin popped out. Railgun. Kaido's mace was wrapped with domineering energy and he swung out. Boom. The railgun was blocked. Divine punishment. Boom. Thunder fell from the sky and fell directly on Kaido. Ichidu Iai thunder. Baiyu appeared behind Kaido instantly. You actually have a domineering look. No, there are other powers. Kaido looked down at his wound and looked at Baiyu in shock. After this blow, it was only a minor injury. You really deserve the title of the strongest creature. Although Baiyu knew that the sword could not kill Kaido, he was still a little depressed when he saw that it was only a little injured. This physical strength is really unparalleled. There are not many people who can hurt me, but you are becoming more and more interesting to me. Kaido's face was full of excitement. He picked up the mace and prepared to attack again. Wait a minute, you have to let me know why you want to fight with me, right? Baiyu shouted quickly. He really didn't know why Kaido came to him. He didn't believe that Kaido just wanted to fight. With your strength, it's too boring to play house with a group of newcomers. Join my beasts pirates and let's fight for world domination together. Kaido loudly invited. Go and fight for hegemony on your own, I have no interest in that. Baiyu decisively refused. Not to mention that he didn't have the idea of fighting for hegemony. Even if he did, he wouldn't be with Kaido, a madman. Isn't it bad to bring the Straw Hats with him? Then I'll knock you down and take you away. Kaido said and raised his mace. It's better than this. If you can really beat me down, I will join your pirate group. If you are beaten down by me, you will disband your beasts pirate group and join our Straw Hat crew. Do you dare to take a gamble? Baiyu was a little greedy when he thought of Kaido's abnormal physique and the blue dragon fruit. and he knew that today's battle between him and Kaido was unavoidable. "Are you sure you want to bet with me?" Kaido looked at Baiyu with some surprise. "Of course, you're not afraid, are you?" Baiyu looked at Kaido with a smile. "Good. I'll bet with you. Hope you can keep your promise." Kaido immediately nodded in agreement. "I will definitely keep my promise, but I'm afraid you won't." Baiyu has already thought about it. "If you really can't beat him, then just run away. If there is no result, then it is not considered a defeat. Then let's get started." After Kaido finished speaking, he rushed over directly. "I'm afraid you won't make it." Baiyu took out his sword and fought with Kaido. His Shura skills swallowed 20 animal devil fruits. Even if his power is not as strong as Kaido's, it is not much worse. Plus the supreme sharp sword in his hand, it's sharp and not afraid of Kaido's mace at all. It's just that Kaido's Overlord Color Coil is a bit troublesome. But it's also a good helper for his training. If he can learn the Overlord Color Coil, his strength will definitely improve a lot. At this moment, a group of people wearing white clothes and masks appeared on the battlefield. "I am the strongest officer of the Straw Hats." Author, Super Red. Chapter 100. This group of people appeared wearing white suits and various masks. Immediately attracted the attention of the battlefield. "The Navy headquarters has been destroyed." "Sengoku, your plan really doesn't work," said the leading red-masked man. "Not only the Navy headquarters was destroyed, but also Impel Down City was destroyed. Sengoku, you are fully responsible." Another white-masked man said. "You'd better capture these pirates first before making sarcastic remarks. The Warring States period is very angry now. The naval headquarters was destroyed, and one of the 3 major forces died. One candidate for general also died. A supreme sharp sword was also lost. More than half of the 100,000 elite navy were killed or injured. This is no longer a strain on your muscles and bones. It's just trash, a few newcomers and 2 old immortals." The man in the red mask waved his hand disdainfully, and the people behind him immediately started to take action. Almost all the people in the CP organization are proficient in the 6 styles. For ordinary pirates, it is really overwhelming strength. "I'll deal with the Straw Hats, and I'll leave the rest to you." The man in the red mask explained to the man in the white mask, and then disappeared. Usopp, who was fighting, narrowed his eyes slightly. He tightened his grip on the long knife, and there was an electric current surging on the long knife. He waved it fiercely into the air. The red-masked man stopped and said, "He is very domineering, but it is a pity that..." Bang bang bang. Usopp was too lazy to talk nonsense and fired 3 shots. The bullet carries an electric arc and is extremely fast. This was developed by him and Frankie based on Enel's Thunder Fruit and Nami's Railgun. Both knives and guns can unleash thunder and lightning, increasing speed and destructive power. The backpack on his back is a device for storing electricity. Iron. The man in the red mask shouted confidently. Bang bang bang. The bullet had no effect at all on the body. It fell directly to the ground. But this was not an ordinary bullet, but a bullet with the power of thunder and lightning. Although it carried the electric current was not much, but it also made his body numb. Usopp just slashed out with a knife. Shave. The red-masked man disappeared. Usopp's hand holding the gun immediately shot behind him. Bang bang bang. 3 shots, the bullets flew out. Finger gun. The bullets were smashed into pieces in the air. Arashi. Usopp quickly turned around and blocked Arashi's slash with his knife. Then he fired again. What a great shooter! The man in the red mask exclaimed. He has seen too many gunmen, but this is the first time he has encountered a gunman fighting like this. It can be said to be invulnerable. There is no weakness in the whole body. If you want to defeat with skill, it is almost impossible to suppress such a person. Only by suppressing it with stronger power can be done. Usopp also looked serious and said nothing. He could feel the power of this masked man, so he did not dare to be careless. Shave. Mask. The person disappeared again. Usopp swung his knife. Bang. The masked man blocked the knife. Usopp's hand with the gun was just about to shoot when he was caught. Bang. The masked man kicked Usopp away. Go out. Usopp. Frankie shouted and rushed over, Frankie Iron Fist. Pure white lasers flew out. Never believe the moves Frankie shouted out. Interesting armor. The masked man disappeared again and appeared behind Frankie. Bang. Frankie also flew out. The steel suit on his body was also shattered by this punch. Skeleton Warrior. Kill him. Brook immediately commanded the skeleton warriors to attack. Luffy took advantage of this moment to pull the two of them into the pirate ship. The pirate ship is great. As the masked man said, he disappeared on the spot and appeared at the bow of the ship. Bang. He kicked half of the lion's head into pieces. Asshole. Sanji roared angrily and rushed over. Bang. Their legs collided with each other. Good technique, but too weak. The masked man commented, and then the strength on his feet strengthened. Bang. Sanji flew out directly, hit the pirate ship, and made a big hole. The masked man's legs were wrapped with armed domineering. Lanja. Sharp slash. The attack went straight to the mast. Wei quickly transformed into a huge shield. Bang. The attack was immediate, but Wei also fell to the ground. Asshole. Luffy's anger rose and he instantly opened the 8 gates of Dungia. King Gate. Open. Rubber Tornado. Iron. Bang. The masked man flew out directly. What a powerful force. Straw Hat Luffy, good. The masked man wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth. You deserve to die. Luffy roared and disappeared instantly. So fast. The masked man exclaimed. Bang. The masked man was kicked into the sky by Luffy. At the peacock? Luffy roared angrily, and started attacking with both fists crazily. Flames bloomed in the air. Boom. The masked man fell to the ground. It seems you can't handle the Straw Hats on your own. The man in the white mask appeared next to the man in the red mask. Stop talking nonsense. Come back quickly. The red masked man roared. The white masked man actually merged with the red masked man and became one person. The injuries on the red masked man recovered instantly, and even his clothes and mask were completely restored. However, the mask became half red, half white. And the aura on his body is even more powerful. What is this? Disgusting. Nami frowned as she looked at it. The two men were actually fused together. It was so disgusting. It seems that he is also a person with abilities. This person is very difficult to deal with, so be careful. Robin frowned slightly. CP0 is a very special existence. They only take orders from the celestial dragons. It is known as the strongest shield of the celestial dragons, and all members are top powerhouses. The man in front of him is undoubtedly the leader of CP0. Definitely not easy to deal with. Shocking. Open. Luffy opened the 7th gate again. He disappeared in place. Bang. Luffy punched the masked man. However, the masked man did nothing. Very powerful. The masked man said indifferently, grabbed Luffy's wrist, and made a fist with his other hand. The King's Judgment. Boom. Luffy flew out instantly and hit the ruins. Luffy. Ace yelled, Fire Fist. Chong punched out with anger. One Piece's child. Just disappear from this world. The masked man appeared in front of Ace, and his arm instantly penetrated Ace's chest. Ace. Luffy shouted, and a red light began to appear all over his body. Can it still explode with such strong power? The masked man threw Ace aside, looked at Luffy with interest, and was not in a hurry to take action. Luffy's thumb was on his heart. That was the last door of the Eight Gates dungeon, the door of death. Eight Gates Dungia formation. Open.